Hey, hi, hello! It's me, Liv, your cosmic counselor and astrological accountability friend. Today, June 26th, we are experiencing the first quarter moon at 4 degrees of Libra as it squares off with the sun at 4 degrees of Cancer. This is the halfway point between the new moon of intentions and the full moon of celebration, and I want to check in on you and those goals so we can actually bring them to fruition. Visually, the moon is going to look like and is sometimes called a half moon. And like I said, it is the halfway point between the new and full moon. But why is it properly referred to as the first quarter moon? Because a moon or lunation cycle is actually from new moon to new moon. The journey is like from the base of a mountain up to the top and back down to the bottom. Also remember, the moon is actually a sphere and not a plate, so the illuminated part you see is only half of the front, with 3 other quarters still left dark. Now, going back to the mountain metaphor, you've only climbed up halfway and there's still a lot of work left before you can enjoy the view from the top. However, don't get discouraged because you've already put in enough work to get you this far. The first quarter moon provides us with an excellent and essential point in our lunation and goal cycle to reflect, assess our progress, and reorganize or reorient ourselves if need be before we continue forward in the pursuit of those goals we set initially at the new moon. It's also okay if all you have done since setting those intentions was further developing a plan and strategy to implement them. The first quarter moon is here to keep you on track towards achievement, and its energy is ready to help you build that momentum needed to step over the starting line and push forward. The moon is going through a waxing phase. It is building up in illumination towards the full moon. And I want to emphasize the importance of the first quarter moon as a positive pivot point and its opportunity to push forward. Since the new moon is always exactly the same degree and conjunct with the sun, then mathematically the first quarter moon is always 90 degrees ahead of the sun. In astrology, the entire zodiac is fully represented by the wheel, a total of 360 degrees. Now, there are 12 signs, each being 30 degrees. We know that the signs alternate between masculine and feminine, and they also alternate by modality and element. Now, there are 4 elements: earth, air, fire, and water. And so the zodiac is divided into 4 groups of 3 signs that share an element. For example, the sun right now is in the first water sign of Cancer, while Scorpio and Pisces are the other 2 water signs. Adding another layer, all of the zodiac also alternate between the 3 modalities of cardinal, fixed, and mutable. So there are each of the 4 elements represented in one modality, or in each element category, every sign has a different modality. Going back to our water signs example, Cancer is cardinal, Scorpio is fixed, and Pisces is mutable. So, as the zodiac signs are assigned their position on the wheel, and this order does not ever change, just like in the months on a calendar year, they always follow the same order. So, the signs, they alternate starting with Aries from masculine to feminine, and so on. Then the modality order starts with Aries being cardinal, Taurus is fixed, Gemini is mutable, and following back to Cancer being cardinal. Finally, the elements alternate following the order of fire with Aries, earth with Taurus, air with Gemini, water with Cancer, and back to fire with Leo, all the way through the zodiac until we end with feminine, mutable water sign of Pisces. Because of this alternating around the 360 degrees of the zodiac wheel, mathematically, all 3 signs in an element trine each other because they are spaced 120 degrees apart, and all 4 signs in a modality square each other because they are 90 degrees apart of the wheel. Now, trines and squares are called aspects in astrology, and it's a certain degree value positioning between two planetary or points. And the aspects can tell us how the two are relating or interacting with each other. Trines as aspects are considered positive, harmonious, and agreeable. There is an ease and flow of energy between the points, because if they are in a trine, they will always share the same degree and element. Planets in trine are like natural allies, readily and easily supporting or assisting each other's energy. On the other hand, squares are considered challenging aspects representing potential conflict, friction, or resistance. When in a square, the 2 points are perpendicular to each other and the energy has to pause before pivoting to flow. Planets in square will always be a different element, but of the same modality. Now, at the new moon, both the moon and the sun were exactly conjunct in the mutable air sign of Gemini. Now that they have both progressed in the sky, they relate differently because of their new positions. Today, the moon has moved into the next air sign of Libra, but instead of being mutable, it has to have a different modality because they're the same element of air, and Libra is therefore a cardinal air sign. A moon's phase is determined by how it relates or aspects the sun. At the new moon, the sun and moon are always conjunct, but at the first quarter moon, the moon squares the sun because it is ahead 90 degrees. So just like when we say a quarter of an hour, we can look at a clock face and see the minute hand has moved 90 degrees. 15 minutes is a quarter of an hour of 60 minutes, and so a quarter moon is 90 degrees of the 360 away from the sun. And so today's first quarter moon occurs as a square between the sun at 4 degrees of cardinal water sign Cancer and the moon at 4 degrees of cardinal air sign Libra. Earlier, I alluded to the first quarter moon as a pivot point or an opportunity to push forward, and that is because of this square effect. During the new moon, we set intentions and maybe made plans, but maybe by now we realize we need a new strategy or to better focus our energy more specifically. Right now, we might be recognizing that our actions require a little more effort than we initially thought. And again, all of that is okay because the first quarter moon is giving us the space to catch our breath and a water break before heading back up the mountain. Now, this is a good time to look at the maps we made and make a better decision on how to get to the top. And that might mean taking another path or trail than we first thought. Remember, squares can represent pivot points, and the moon is still waxing, and it's encouraging us to move forward and build. Now that the sun has moved into emotional, caring, family-oriented sign of Cancer, and the moon is in the balanced, harmonious, justice-oriented sign of Libra, what has been the process and progress of communication and mindset since the new moon? Now, since then, we have also had and talked about a few other transits. So, how has your horoscope homework been going with those? And as a reminder of that homework, the themes of integrating your shadow self, recognizing your actual personal needs and desires, reclaiming your voice to express those needs and communicate them, as well as the new boundaries that are absolutely needed. Especially needed in reorganizing the balance between me and we and being able to reinvest your energy into nurturing yourself as you heal and start growing into your best self. A lot of it, if not all of that, could have created some disruption in your daily life and relationships because not everyone around you benefits and therefore supports the effort you have redirected into your evolution. But I do hope that these videos have empowered you to evolve, and I want to continue to encourage you. But it's not just me, the universe is also supporting you. Now, today, the planet Neptune is squaring Mercury in orb. So the past day or so, you might have noticed it was particularly challenging or triggering to communicate your dreams, beliefs, or the vision you have for your best self and new life. It might have even been difficult for yourself to conceptualize any of that. But don't worry, tomorrow that particular transit will be over. And after this, you may find it a lot easier to define those things and have a clearer sense of path towards achieving them. And today we also have a square between Juno and Cancer and Ceres and Libra. You might have come across or are currently experiencing some challenges in balancing the new nurturing habits for yourself with that of your intimate home life and those living with you. However, positively, you should not feel guilty or afraid of breaking any family commitments or obligations. You cannot care for others from an empty cup, and it might help you during this transit to lean into the logic of this statement rather than fall into any resentment or guilt. Now, this is further supported by Vesta moving forward in Gemini to trine Ceres. Remember, like an ally, Vesta is reminding Ceres to be loyal and devoted in nurturing herself before being of service to others. And hopefully, we have all taken advantage of the Mars and Black Moon Lilith conjunction and worked on liberating some of the suppressed self. Now, depending on how much integration and acceptance we worked on and through, Chiron is trining Black Moon Lilith right now. And this is wonderful, supportive energy in healing those trauma wounds from the shame and rejection. Now, Venus is almost conjunct Black Moon Lilith at 17 degrees of Leo. And while it is still an orb and starting now, expect this energy to peak by Wednesday. The combined energy of Venus and Black Moon Lilith will continue to be trined by Chiron, and I am so very excited for it and what it means for us. Now, my interpretation is a great, wonderful reward coming from all the recognition and integration of Black Moon Lilith. Venus, the planet of love, beauty, and values, will be overlapped with the astrological point of our damaged, shamed, rejected, and mislabeled ugly parts of ourselves. Now, this is a wonderful opportunity to really love yourself. And being in Leo, I encourage everyone to dress up, do your hair, do your makeup, because I can almost guarantee that you are going to really be feeling yourself. And when you do, hold on to that moment. Look at how fabulous you are. You've been putting in the work to nurture your best self, and you are fantastic. Your own energy and being your first priority, it looks great on you. Own yourself, your personal power, your radiant beauty inside and out. And that Chiron trine is going to be supporting the transmutation of this energy around your shadow self, your physical insecurities, into big V energy. V for Venus. I felt like I should clarify that. But if you really feel in yourself, some of that other big V energy is gonna come up. And I can't wait for you all to experience the reward of all your transformational hard work. And just think, that's not even the pinnacle of the top of the mountain yet. This first quarter energy is just the pivot point we need on the path as we tackle those goals. And as the moon moves forward in Libra, it is going to lend you some more motivation in claiming and maintaining the balance you need to achieve harmony for yourself. Now, whenever the moon is in Libra, I tend to enjoy more inner peace, which I hope is also coming your way, darlings. Now, after Libra, the moon has to travel through Scorpio and Sagittarius before we get to the full moon in Capricorn on July 3rd. Don't forget to like the video and subscribe to my channel so we can celebrate together. Now, after the full moon video, I will be posting a Cancer season update for the sun at the critical degree of 13 degrees in Cancer. In the meantime, I am working on building my website where you can access more information. But for now, you can always email me at livetastic44@gmail.com. Now, I hope that you enjoyed and were educated by the video, and that you, just like me, look forward to posting about the full moon. Until then, I hope you are able to integrate all this cosmic energy available and around us into being live-tastic, leading a life as your best possible self.